going on? What's going on? As you can see, we got the StreamYard going today. And I finally got it to work right. It's kind of crazy when you like one the first drivers on YouTube to even use it, even though I technically wasn't the one that actually put the StreamYard in. It was Jay. And don't know how to really use it because I'm really not too interested in doing other things that a lot of people been doing. But StreamYard is a pretty good tool to use on YouTube. And just like the video editing, even though I already had Photoshop skills and stuff like that, you'll start seeing me on these. Shout out to Joshua because he the reason why I I will be recording like this from now on. No more background noise and all that. Straight Bluetooth, you know. But anyway, let's get into this video, man. Short hauls versus long hauls. You can make money doing both, but I prefer shorter hauls most of the time. Uh, Short hauls, things that I could turn in a day, 24 hours or less, as long as it can fit within the 11 hours of the clock most of the time, I'm good. I do run sometimes, 2,000-mile runs sometimes. I don't make it a habit that where I run from one end of the map to the other. And this is what we try to talk to people about, especially my boy Josh uh, and other people. I met a driver in a truck stop the other day. Now I understand people lease on the carriers and they don't get to see the rate cons and stuff like that. And they just run them from one end of the world to the other end of the world. But if you are in control of what you're doing as far as booking the freight and everything, whether you're with your own authority or whether you're leased on to a Landstar or any other carrier like that, unless you book your own loads, or whether it's in their system or using load boards, I prefer and I try to teach people how to run shorter. I mean, I'm talking about like 200 miles for $1,200, stuff like that. Maybe a little more than that. Just depends on what the situation is, time of the day, commodity, load to truck ratio, things like that. Um, and when you understand all those things that go into it, you will know how to make money. You know, um, Usually when I run a long ball load, like a Landstar, um, it's hazmat, you know, or it's very important. Like a couple weeks ago when I did the food run, after the winter storm, I know how to capitalize off those situations. But for the most part, what I do is if I can help it in the Landstar system, I would run shorter loads, 300, 270, 500, some 600s and stuff like that, 700s. Yeah, you can get the load done in a 24-hour period. Sometimes you can do two loads in a day and make a nice profit. Running 200, 300 miles in a day on two loads and end up still making 2 grand, maybe a little more. You might get lucky, versus somebody running from one end of the map to the other. And I know a lot of people, they see a big number. The big number isn't always good for you, man. I've talked about this in the past. That bitch, because you see a big number and it goes to Montana, That ain't a good number. Now, somebody offered me this morning a load to Montana to check it out. It was one pick, two drops, 640 miles. They paid $4,300. I can do that. Well, wait, you just said I know, but I know I can come down over the is it South Dakota somewhere over there. I'm probably gonna have to deadhead on that one, right? But I know I can get a meat load from South Dakota, paying $5 a mile. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm going for $4 to $5 a mile on one load, and I can get another load paying $4 or $5 a mile, I'm looking pretty good. It just looks bad when you running from Atlanta, Georgia, to Fresno for 5,500, and it's taking you all week to do it. I just hit two loads real quick. You see what I'm saying? 10 grand, whatever the make number is, and the other truck is still running across the country. That's what I try to teach people right there, man. Like the other week, I did what was it? 10 grand. I came out from the house, 8,500. Picked up a load right there in town. I think I went like 20 miles away. I don't even think it was that far. I delivered in the same state of Texas, $1,500. That's 10 grand right there. And I ain't even did 1,500 miles. You see what I'm saying? Or if I did, it was right at it. That's what I'll be talking about, knowing how to move. Then after that, I just ran, went 60 miles, picked up a load, went 300 miles, and I think it was $1,600. I did that one. Done. Turned right back around. What did I do? Okay, I picked up and I ran to El Paso for $4,300. Houston to El Paso. I'm still playing around the same state, running like this. Reloaded right there in El Paso. Now it's a little bit further, but I know where I'm going with the load now. I went back to Tennessee for 4,300. So I did another 700 miles, but this is El Paso we talking about. But there's some decent rates coming out of El Paso, and that's still 4,300 for like what was it? I forget how many miles. 1,400 miles over there. Now, every time I get a load that's 1,400 miles, they ain't gonna pay me $7,000. But when you do, oh boy, you making money. So you still making money on that. So I get back over into Tennessee. What I do? I go pick up 100 miles away. I go 200 miles down the road, $2,300. See how I did that? Then I went 90 miles back up the road, picked up, went 180 miles down the road, $1,700. See how I'm moving? See how I'm moving? I'm not going to sit there and wait on the one that goes from one end of the world to the other. Already, basically, I'm not even really going from one end of the world to the other. I went 1,400 miles. All right, cool. We're going to do that. Now I see my clock. I see what I got on the clock. And let's play with that. Let's play with what's left on here. And I'm still getting 10 grand. So you go 10 grand one way. I mean, 8,500 one way and do $1,500 on a short one. All right. Then you just go all the way back over there for 43. Then you turn back around and go back for 43. And then you start doing, you do like 2-3 short ones. You still winning. You still ain't even running like, I mean, you ain't even hitting 3,000 miles in a week. Barely, I guess, 25. Now, that's 2 different weeks right there. So that's why I show people how to, you can make 10 grand and stuff like that, more than that. You don't even have to clip 3,000 miles, man. You don't even got to run from one end of the world to the other. Yeah, you might do 1 or 2 extra loads, but the miles are way shorter. You spend less money in fuel in many cases. You might not have to do a reset in some of them cases. Sometimes you do, and other times you don't. But see, on that long ball, when you do that long ball, you most likely guarantee, especially a lot of drivers nowadays, they're not experienced with the ELD like that in the hours of service. Oh, they're going to reset, or they're going to get another load, go somewhere and go reset. Meanwhile, I'm still moving around. Then when I want to reset, then I just go reset. I reset it the other day. I went out to Nevada for 7,000. I came right out of Memphis with it. That was right after I did the $1,700 load, right? Short load. Boom. Took off to Nevada, right? Got my little reset. Boom. $3,600. 600 and something miles. And it's all done in the same pay period. 10 grand. 10 grand. That's 2,600 miles. Gas in the market is kind of inflated a little bit, but there's certain loads you should be all right with. I do these hazmats. This load right here, that's what kills me about people. Oh, the hazmat. What I mean? What I got on here? Paint. Uh, One pallet, and it's only because of one pallet it requires the placards. Even the shipper didn't even know, and then I knew what it was. And then but I one pallet, and it weighed like 1,900 pounds. So I needed that placard. The other two were like 20 pounds. The other two pallets. I think one was 40, one was like 20 or 30 something. So in them cases with these kind of loads, and I just got an email about one of them kind of loads, they need the trucks, emergency trucks. They need the truck. You see what I'm saying? So of course I can name my rate. That's why I be talking all that. Like I know people, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. Like I'm telling you right now how it's done. I'm showing you right now how it's done. Some of y'all right now, you going, 1,400 miles and you're going $6,000. You better learn how to adjust to this because when the bubble pops, man, all that's going to be gone. That 1,400 miles is going to turn into like 3,000, 2,800. Numbers like that, maybe 3,500. It won't be no more 7,000, 75 on some of these lanes, some of these loads. It's a great time for a lot of people, really. Great time. Like I said, with the whole monkey behind the steering wheel thing. Someone thought I was firing shots. No, I already been saying that. You can put an infant behind the steering wheel if you want to switch it. You put whoever you want behind the steering wheel and get these numbers. But you see, there's only some of us that move a little differently. Yeah, I ain't going out west because it's snowing. Well, ain't no snow. Where the snow at? I mean, you see it over there. So now I'm running freight other people ain't running. I could run the places other people ain't running. Will I pick that load up and go to Montana? I don't know. But I know I can and still get me a big ass load. I'll go 200 miles. I know who I can call, pick up the phone, and it'll happen. I'm not in competition with nobody. You see? Not in competition with nobody. I'm always doing somebody that the others aren't doing. Are there others doing the same thing as I'm doing? Yes. But for the majority, I seen like Mr. Black, you know, He took the notes about the whole accessorial thing, Landstar. Then he took the notes about the whole hazmat movement. You know, there's a lot of new drivers here now. They got reefer trailers. A lot of new drivers got reefer trailers. But I still try to make y'all understand though. Don't you come over here think you driving for Prime Inc. and CR England, and don't come in here with that company driver mindset, because you'll die. And I always say, oh, I don't. Y'all say I don't haul hazmat, but you had that one hazmat load. They go 1,000 miles, pay $6,000. You'll haul hazmat today. But the thing is, you better learn how to read your paperwork and know what you're hauling when you're hauling it. Just like when I went in there and picked up that load, and I walked outside. I'm reading the paperwork, and I was, well, I said, hold on for a minute, because there was three things that was marked hazmat, and I had overlooked the third one because the other two was small quantities. So hold on for a minute. I gotta go back inside. Hey, Miss, I'm going to need this flammable placard. Oh, I forgot. Which one? You need this one? Yes. So, gotta know what you're doing, man. Gotta know what you're doing. But long runs versus short runs, man, there's many factors. You know, I can't run long runs just to be running long, just because the load says $6,000, $7,000. You know, because you're taking too much time up. You're racking up too many miles on your truck. I know trucks are made to run, but we got to run smart and efficient. You know, and you can't be running short, hauling bogus loads either. But there are guys out here that run short, hauling bogus loads, and for some reason they spend the same amount of money as an over-the-road driver. Actually making checks that high-paid company drivers make. Like, for example, there's a couple of drivers that drive for like UPS and Loves and things like that. If you got a truck and you're making money that's like $2,000, $2,400, and you spending $900 in fuel, and yes, I'm talking about Mr. Chase and Andrew Jackson, then I don't know what you're doing. Especially this is the oil field, man. And this other one is kind of more on the Josh side, because I be seeing both of these guys going back and forth. Hey, to me, the numbers is fucked up. The numbers is fucked up. But run smart, run efficient. Never look at it because it's a big number. Fuel smart. You hear some people say, I don't care about the fuel. You keep listening to them kind of fools, and you'll have an $80,000 fuel bill at the end of the year. Yeah. But anyway, with that said, man, it is your boy with his first StreamYard video on the road. I want to see how it sounds. Does it sound clear? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all gonna catch me out there now. Yeah, boy. Yeah, y'all gonna catch me out there now on the StreamYard. Don't worry, I'm gonna bring some of y'all in the building. Everybody's welcome. Everybody is welcome. Even if you don't like what I say sometimes, your ass is welcome too. So let's make it happen. Peace.